Alright, what's up? Good morning. Welcome back to some more of this. If you're not privy to what's going on, this is a movie collection. My movie collection, we're going through cataloging it on a Google Doc sheet and deciding what we are keeping and what we are potentially getting rid of. There's probably going to be a thing when I get done with this, so I go back through the list and make more cuts. But anyway, if I sound weird or cough or sniffle, my sinuses are killing me. My throat feels like sandpaper. And shout out to Matt Collins for following me while I was off stream. Matt watches is typically in my chat over on my gaming channel when I stream there on YouTube, Magic the Gathering. So if you want to check that out, there's a link in the description to everything. There's a link in the description of Twitch if you're watching this on YouTube. Follow me over there with your bell notifications turned on if you want to be notified when I do go live. All these Twitch streams are uploaded a week behind on YouTube. So let's get this shindig under the way. Green Lantern, the Ryan Reynolds one. Why does this have a shelf space, you may be wondering? That is because I want to do a screen to console of this. I have the Green Lantern PS3 game that I've actually heard is like halfway decent. So at some point, the funny thing about this one is the, I don't know if this is the Spanish or the French version. I want to say Spanish, right? Because Verde, right? Which I just found was funny. I found this at a Dollar Tree. I thought it seemed funny that I think this movie's terrible, but I thought it was funny that that it wasn't even in English. It does work in the Blu-ray player, though. What year did you come out? Funny story. The only time I have seen this, there's not, I don't know if there's any special features. The only time I've ever seen this was, hold on. Let me move this tab. If for some reason the video seems a little choppy or something like that, I apologize. I am also transcoding video, so I'm running a little bit of background stuff that is a bit taxing. So if it's a little choppy, I do apologize, but I had to get this stuff done. So 2011. So the only time I've been to the drive-in, the double feature on the bill was Green Lantern and I think it's Spanish. Case. Was for Green Lantern and Cars 2, so not exactly the best drive-in experience. I'd like to go back though. Green Lantern First Flight. This is like the Green Lantern movie. This is really good. This is a animated movie by DC. Definitely recommend it. It's really good. And I think I own all the Green Lantern movies. I think these are the only two on shelf, though, because the other two are not very good. 2009. But I think this movie is really good. I've done a review for all the Green Lantern animated movies on my channel, so if you want to check those out, feel free to. Explore 3 other DC animated movies. I don't know what that means. That's what I'm going to do. All right. The Green Mile, Tom Hanks, classic. I'm going to try to burn through these a little bit faster just because there's so many of them. And I wanted to get this done before September because I wanted to 99. I wanted to get this done so I could start 31 for 31, so I'm not on a huge time crunch like I was last year to get that series done. But that is not the way this has been going for me. So we'll see, but I'm going to try to start burning through these a little bit faster. The Green Room, fantastic. I think it's really good. The director of this also did a movie called Blue Ruin Jeremy Solner movie called Blue Ruin that I really enjoyed, and then he also did a movie 2016. He also did a movie called shit, I can't remember what it's called. That was not the best. That's the point I'm getting at. Gremlins 1. This is one I'd actually like to rewatch at some point. I've not seen Gremlins in a while, so it would be cool to kind of rewatch this at some point. It's been quite a while. 1984 Blu-ray 25th anniversary edition. Not that it really matters. All right. The Gray with Liam Neeson. I think this movie's really good. Again, I can see me being a little choppy, so I do apologize, but I'm getting video rendered out. I think this movie's really solid. This is directed by Joe Carnahan, also the director of Smokin' Aces and Stretch. I was like, there's another movie he did I really like, Stretch. I think it's really good. The Gray, personally, I think it's like one of Liam Neeson's better movies, in my personal opinion, especially in that like Taken era Liam Neeson, you know. Obviously it's not going to be like better than Schindler's List and shit like that, but you know, the Taken era where he kind of had the career revitalization, I think it's pretty good. Grindhouse double feature. This is the 2-for-1 with Planet Terror and Death Proof. I think this is fantastic. This is a great release. If you don't know what this is Quentin Tarantino's and Robert Rodriguez homage to hold on, I want to make sure there's no, because I'm not going to include the trailers. Their homage to the Grindhouse cinema, and yeah, it's super good. Both of them are really fun. This was like a weird like passion project because like there's like no like this clearly was not going to make money, right? Grindhouse Collector's Edition, just because of what it is and the fact that they sold it as a full package. Death Terror. Is Death Proof one word or two words in this? I think it's two, right? Yeah, it's two. You know, it's like a 3-hour movie experience. It was like over 3-hour movie experience, right? But I think Death Proof is better. I think Death Proof is one of Tarantino's best movies. And I will stand on that ground until I die. I think it is seriously one of his best movies. Grizzly, I think it's much better than Planet Terror, by the way. But I think Planet Terror is really fun. Grizzly, I also like the short little fake trailers in between. Grizzly, this one's cool. Has a nice little reverse artwork. Severin did a release of this, but this is the Kino Lorber Scorpion releasing version instead, or just Scorpion releasing version instead. This movie's fun. It's like kind of falls in that territory of like, I don't know if I would say so bad it's good, but it's goofy for sure. I enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and Volume 2. I've yet to watch Volume 3. We're going to watch it at some point, I know, but for right now we haven't watched it. Make sure there's not some kind of short film or something. No. Yeah, so, oh, this is the Target exclusive. I didn't realize that. I bought these both from Half Price Books used for like $4 or $5 a piece. So Yeah, didn't know I grabbed the Target exclusive of Guardians, but cool. Guardians 2, that is. I like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I think the first one is significantly better than the second, but that's my personal opinion. I've heard the third one's good. I'm excited to watch the third one. I don't know if I'd say excited. I want to see the third one. My thing is like, I'm just getting fatigued, like, on the whole superhero thing. Like, unless it's, like, animated, for some reason, like, I'm not... 2014. I'm not, like, fatigued on animation like I am with, like, the live action. It's maybe because, like, the live action all follows pretty much the same formula for everything, whereas the animations are typically, like, they're typically, hold on, I'm trying to think what I'm trying to say here. 2017. They're typically, based on previously installed work, and so they don't quite always fit that same formula. So this is also a 2-disc set, not 12-disc. So I'm just getting a little fatigued. I'm like halfway through Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania or whatever, and it is moche. We'll see how it pans out, but Guns Akimbo, the movie with Daniel Radcliffe where they strap guns to his hand, nail guns to his hand, and he's like in this online like death game. This movie's a lot of fun. It made my best of 2020 list, and yeah, I think this movie's just a lot of fun. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. If you like really zany style stuff, like something in the vein of Crank, then I definitely recommend Guns Akimbo. Hacksaw Ridge. I think this movie's fantastic. It's directed by a crazy man, Mel Gibson, but I do think this movie's really good. This is actually kind of one of the movies that won me over on Andrew Garfield, because Andrew Garfield was one that I wasn't like crazy on performance-wise because of the Spider-Man movies. I was just like, you know what I mean. Then I watched this, and it was like, you know what? No, mad respect to Andrew Garfield, because he was really good in this. So, and Andrew Garfield's been good. He's a good actor. So, definitely kind of, this movie helped me kind of change my opinion on the Garf. It's really good. Hagazusa. This is a movie that I would actually kind of like to rewatch, because I remember when we watched it, like, it just didn't hit for me. There was just something about it. I was just like, meh. You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's too slow. It's a very slow movie, but it's stuck with me throughout the time since I've seen it, and I've always kind of just been like, yeah, I kind of want to revisit this, you know? Like, I just never have. I think this is 2018, 2019. So originally I was like a 5 out of 10 on it, but now I'm thinking of rewatching it. So some movies are like that, though, you know. I will say it's beautifully shot. Hail Caesar. I think this one's a little bit underrated in the Coen brothers lineup. It's an all-star cast. It's their love letter to Hollywood, very much in the same vein that like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was for Tarantino. I think this movie's good. I enjoyed it quite a bit when I saw it. I haven't seen it since theaters. I did pick this up at a Dollar Tree, which was cool. I've not seen it since theaters. I would like to rewatch it at some point, 2016, because I do think it's good. I just haven't got around to that rewatch yet. John Carpenter's Halloween, kind of a classic. Not my favorite thing, in all honesty. Like, hold on, we'll make sure I didn't. See, Hagazusa has a short film called Interference. Holy shit, a 47-minute? Is that by the same director? Yeah. It's a hell of a short film. Actually, I wonder if this director has made anything else. There's Hagazusa. See, I gave it a 5. It's got a 5.8. Nope. He's not made anything since Hagazusa. It's on Plex. If anybody want to watch it, it's on Plex. But I mean, yeah, like the cinematography is great. Anyway, Hail Caesar. All right, Halloween. Oh, okay. But yeah, Halloween I think is good. It's just like not my favorite. Like Michael Myers is not my favorite killer. You know what I mean? Slasher, which is why like I haven't really like the only other Halloween movies I would really consider buying are the Rob Zombie ones. Which I know I'm in the small camp of. It's from like 1970, right? Why is it not on the back? Is it 79? Or is it 70? 78? Never mind. Yeah, Mike Myers just isn't like my favorite slasher. Can I show this one? Yeah. Halloween Pussy Trap Kill Kill. We have not watched this one yet. I picked this up a while ago at Rhythm Section. Just have not watched this yet for whatever reason. This is I picked this up mainly because it's featuring the voice of Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. And it's also got Richard Grieco in it. So I was like, what is this? But haven't watched it yet. Halloween Pussy Trap Kill. What year are you from? 2017? Nope. So maybe you'll get picked for 31 for 31. Ham on Rye. Pretty good. I would, I don't know, I'd probably consider selling this one. It's, I don't know, man. You know what I mean? It's from 2020. They had a short review of this if you're interested. Ham on Rye. I'll give it 2020. Gave it a 6 out of 10. Like, it's not bad. I just don't know if I'd ever care to rewatch it. You know what I mean? Like, it's definitely not a bad movie, but I'm just gonna say Vinegar Syndrome because it's a partner label. It's Factory 25. 25 release with slipcase. I'll put VS as Vinegar Syndrome, like partner label. I would consider Ham on Rye. I'd probably need to rewatch it before I would like actually like decide. The Happiness of the Karakuras. This is my personal favorite Takashi Miike film. I love this movie through and through. I don't think my wife's ever seen this. If she's not seen it, then I think we should watch it because it's really fun. It's really wacky. If you've not seen it, definitely recommend it. Especially if you're a fan of Takashi Miike, because it's very much his like zany style. What year are you from? 2001. It's also one of those years. Like, look at this real quick. I know I missed the H. I mean, it's gonna take forever just because of like how much he's directed. He's been working on TV series. That's interesting. So 2001, he directed a movie called Family, Visitor Q, which is a big hit for him, Itchy the Killer, which is a big hit for him, The Happiness of the Kurt which was a pretty solid hit for him. All in 1 year. The man is a crazy, crazy person. He also did Audition the year before. I mean, 2 years before. So crazy, crazy man. Love him. I don't think, is this DVD too? Blu-ray, yeah. DVD, yes. 2 Arrow video release. Yeah, this movie's great. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. Would love to watch it again. Basically about this family that runs this inn on the bottom of Mount Fuji, and yeah, their guests unalive quite a bit. There's like random musical numbers and stuff. It's awesome. Harakiri, this is a samurai classic. Pretty good. I like it, but it's not my favorite thing with Mifune in it. But it's still pretty good. Oh, is that not Mifune? Oh, am I lying to you? I thought that was Mifune. Oh, no. Okay. It's I don't know how you say his name. This guy. Tetsuya Nakaide? But yeah, he's from like Sanjuro and Ran and stuff. So not Mifune, but another classic Japanese actor. But yeah, I opened it up and I saw the insert and I was like, wait a minute, I thought Mifune. Anyway, it's good. What did I give it? What did I give Harakuri? This is an 8. That sounds about right. This is a movie about like honor and kind of like the samurai mentality of honor, and yeah, I don't know, it's good. I don't want to say too much about it because it's one of those movies that it's about how the story kind of unfolds, but it's good. Takashi Miike did a remake of it. I would like to watch at some point. Hardcore Henry, one of my favorite movies ever made. I've seen this movie pretty much once a year since it came out, and I'm about due for another watch. Real quick, did I miss a short film? No on Ham on Rye. No on Karakuros. And no on Harakuri. And then Hardcore Henry doesn't. I've seen all the special features on here. I'll say this real quick about Hardcore Henry. Most of the behind the scenes shit is on YouTube. It's not even on the Blu-ray, which I think is really disappointing. I mean, it's cool that it's easy access to get to, but it sucks like it's not included with the Blu-ray. This was my favorite film of 2016. If not my favorite, it was probably like my second favorite, but I don't know what could have beat it, but yeah, I think this movie's fantastic. Super, super good. Really frantic. Great energy for an action movie. Really, really enjoy it. I'm going to set this stuff back up on the shelf before we continue. Hardcore Henry is dopes. All right. Trying to figure out where to put stuff. We got Michael Caine, Harry Brown. This movie's really good. If you're a fan of Michael Caine, definitely check it out. It's very much like old man, Death Proof, old man Punisher kind of thing. And yeah, I really like it. Michael Caine is great in it. I've seen it a couple times. We got all the Harry Potter movies. I'll go one by one because we do have a couple missing slipcases, which is super upsetty spaghetti. Because the slipcases look fantastic. This is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone 2-disc collection. I doubt there's any short films on any of these. I just gotta find the years. (2001). How's Harry Potter written? Harry Potter. Okay. A huge fan of Harry Potter. I think the books are much better than the movies, but I really liked the movies. I liked how they went on. I think they got better as they went on, and it's good. Great series, despite, you know, what you may think of the creator. Special edition with slipcase. Sorcerer's Stone, I think, is okay. Chamber of Secrets is probably one of my least favorites in terms of the movies. 2002. Wow, man, they cranked these out, didn't they? Prisoner of Azkaban, we're missing the slipcase too. I will rebuy these if I find the slipcase. I've been on the lookout for them. Yeah, I think Prisoner of Azkaban is one of the better ones. I think it's really good. 2004. And I also think, like, in the books too, that was I'm not gonna lie, like, I was pretty hooked into the books out of the gate. I thought the books were just really well written. I think the books are really well written. But Prisoner of Azkaban is where the story, I think, really takes a step forward. Goblet of Fire. I don't know if this is my favorite of the movies, but it's my favorite of the books. Goblet of Fire is my favorite in terms of the books. So I was really happy that, like, at least I got the slipcase for this one. I think this is 2005. Yep. They really did spit these out, didn't they? Then we have The Order of the Phoenix. I think Prisoner of Azkaban might have been my favorite in terms of the movies. What did I say? 2007 for this guy? Yep. So those are the only two I'm missing slipcase too. The Half-Blood Prince. I actually think the Half-Blood Prince is really good in terms of the book, but I found the movie to be one of the worst ones of the movies, in my opinion. 2009. Personally, still got a while for that one to come out, huh? Could Deathly Hollows Part 1 and Part 2. I actually think Part 2 is one of the better films, too. 2010. Did I say that was 2010? Yeah. Also, maybe wondering why I got these individually instead of buying the box, like the box for it. Because at the time, these were cheaper to buy individually than it was to buy the whole box when I bought these. Which is why I went with this route rather than the collection route. Because I don't mind buying collection packs if they're from the same trilogy. It's when they're not the same trilogy is when I'm like, you know, I have a couple multi-packs we'll get to way later down the road that's like, I regret buying them because they're just 4 movies in one box for no reason. Where instead I wish I had them individually. The Harvest, this one could definitely be sold. This is a pretty meh movie. I think I've just hung on to it because I like Michael Shannon as an actor a lot, and it's Scream Factor, the slipcase, I guess. 2015. I remember this was like one of those movies I liked more when I first watched it, but I don't remember shit all from it, you know? You know what? No, I'm just going to sell that one. The Hateful Eight with the lenticular. It's kind of a pointless lenticular because nothing really moves that much. So I'm not really... I don't really know like why, you know? That's a thing. There are like no special features on this Harvest movie. Well, if there is, they didn't advertise it. Hateful Eight, thinks really good. If you're a fan of Quentin Tarantino, this is a 3-disc set. Golly. If you're a fan of Quentin Tarantino, this one is definitely worth checking out. I think it's really good. It's kind of nice, you know, because it's kind of nice because Django Unchained was like kind of a big blockbustery kind of movie, you know, a lot of sets, a lot of action, and everything like that. So it's kind of cool to watch him just go to a basically a one location movie and just rely heavily slipcase slipcase. I don't know how you spell lenticular. Spell lenticular. Spell lenticular. Oh, damn, I was so close. It's an E instead of an I here. But yeah, to watch them like go back to like just a small little self-contained movie, it's really cool. Hoxton, the original witch movie. This is pretty good. I enjoyed this. I think the shot composition is beautiful. I think there's a lot of cool imagery. The story can feel a little long. It's like an hour and 45 minutes, and I don't know. I have a hard time with long silent films, although this is like kind of silent, kind of not. It's from 1922. It's definitely worth a watch, I think. Music from 1922. Ooh, Witch Through the Ages, a 76-minute version of Haxan, narrated by William S. Burroughs. That actually sounds cool. I might have to watch that. Debating if I want to include that on here or not. Do I want to include that Witchcraft Through the Ages? Is that like its own separate? Okay, if they don't have its own IMDb. All right, if they don't have its own IMDb, I'm not going to include it. It sounds like my program's done. That's good. All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna include it. Haxan's cool. I did a review of it not too long ago. The Headhunter. This is a film by Jordan Downey, who also did Thanksgiving, which is kind of funny because Thanksgiving 3 I put on my as one of my worst of the decade. But I think this movie is fantastic, and I would love to see him do something like this again. It's a very small, self-contained, very short film. It is like just barely an hour long, and it flies by. 2018. Okay. 5.4 I think is criminally underrated. It's shot well. The special effects are a lot of fun. The lead performance is really good. He doesn't say a whole lot. It's a very quiet movie, but there's a lot said through, emotional tone. And yeah, I like it a lot. One thing I thought was really clever is it's a monster movie. I wish this was Blu-ray. It's a monster movie. But it's obviously low budget, so what they did is they kind of show you the aftermath of the battles and stuff. And I don't know, I think it worked really well, especially because it does show you a fight at the end that I think made the end fight a little bit better than it wouldn't have. Yeah, I've recommended The Headhunter for a while. I'm actually wouldn't mind making a video on this movie. I really like that movie a lot. Then we got Heavy Metal. I would like to upgrade this to the Steelbook, but I'm not going to go out of my way for it. I think this movie is decent. I think the soundtrack is 1,000 times better than the movie. But it's kind of like one of those like pop icon movies. And I don't think it's a bad movie either. I think it's like a decent watch. I think it's a decent watch. Let me get more stuff. All right. We have Heavy Trip. I can't remember. Excuse me. Is this Swedish? Finnish. Okay, it's a Finnish movie. I couldn't remember. This movie's really fun. It's about a heavy metal band trying to trying to get to this festival. It's funny. It blends humor really well with, I don't know if gross out's the right word, but maybe. And it's very funny. It has some very funny moments. So, Heavy Trip. Is that from 2021? What? This is telling me 2021 on the back of this thing. I did do a review of this, so if you want to check that out. You can. 2018. Choking here. Doppelganger releasing. I don't know who actually released this, but I know I ordered off of Vinegar Syndrome. But yeah, it's good. It's worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of like heavy metal and like comedy and stuff. Hell, this is an interesting movie because if you bought this from Walmart, you actually instead bought a movie called Apocalypse and not Hell, because they censored it. Speaking of which, is there a short film on this? No. This film has been released under the name of The Apocalypse at other retail locations. It actually says it on the back. That's interesting. This is like a fairly decent post-apocalypse movie, but I think it's funny. Like it was censored title-wise for like Walmart. That's pretty much. And another one that did that was Deathgasm, which I don't know if I have that anymore or not. Is Deathgasm on here? It might be in the basement too. Doesn't look like it. They also changed the name of Deathgasm too. I can't remember what they changed it to, but Walmart did that. Hell's good though. It's a good post-apocalypse movie. If you're a fan of stuff like The Road or Book of Eli or something, definitely check it out. Speaking of post-apocalypse, Hell Comes to Frogtown, Roddy Piper. Pretty decent. It's not like the greatest thing ever, but it has its moments. I wish I had the slipcase to it. I'd be really willing to rewatch this. There's like a part of me it's like you could totally sell this, but also part of me it's like, you know what I mean? I did do a 31 for 31 on this, so if you want to check that out, you can. Hellboy, the original one with Ron Perlman, and in this sweet steelbook that was given to me by a friend. It's the 4K Blu-ray. I had the original Blu-ray, but I've gotten rid of it since because of this copy. So thank you, my bud, who got me this. I love Hellboy. Huge fan of Hellboy, especially the first two movies. 2004. I was like, I couldn't remember exactly what year that came out. Yeah, great stuff. I wish Del Toro got to do the third movie with Perlman, but unfortunately, did not happen. Hellboy 2, The Golden Army. I didn't like as much as Hellboy 1, but I still think it's good. Like, if Hellboy 1's a 7.5, close to an 8, Hellboy 2 is like a 7. You know what I mean? It's pretty darn close. How's Hellboy 2 right now? Okay. Golden Army. What year is that from? 2008. That was DVD, right? I know I looked at it. No, yeah, okay, it is. Then we also have Hellboy animated with 2 feature-length films, including Sword of Storms and Blood and Iron. 2006, 2007. So Sword of Storms, 2006. What's this? That include with this? It is. Sweet. Hold on. That's on the Hellboy 2. Fuck yeah. I've not seen this on Hellboy 2, the Golden Army release. Hell yeah. These Hellboys though, Sword of Stone 2006 and Blood and Iron was 2007. I've not seen either of these. I want to though. I just haven't. It's just Blu-ray. Yeah. Nope. Released with Hellboy, Blood, and Iron. Released with Sword of Storms. Hellboy, Blood, and Iron. All right, cool. Awesome possum. We have Hell Driver. This is a really fun jaunt into J-exploitation. If you don't know what J-exploitation is, this would probably be a decent movie to get into it with. That or like Tokyo Gore Police. They're really, really goofy, really, really over the top. Typically really, really bad effects, but also a lot of fun. So I think this movie is really fun. I think this one is too long. I think it needed to be trimmed back. Like, it's like a little over 2 hours. It is 2 hours. It's just shy of 2 hours. It's 2 hours and... Is this from 2010? Yep. Is an hour and 58 minutes, which is just a bit too long. You know what I mean? But it is a lot of fun. Also, the director of this assisted directed Jellyfish Eyes, which I think is really funny. And also, this is another one where I know you probably can't tell on this camera, but the back print is very, very bad. It's very low quality, and it looks like it's straight ripped from like a bootleg. Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Insanely great movie. Very, very good. There's 3 short films included with Hell Driver. They're offshoot shorts. Includes 3 short films. All right. How is Henry laid out? But yeah, if you've not seen Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, definitely. Okay, that's how it is. 86. Definitely recommend it. Michael Rooker is just insanely good in this role, and it's really, really good. What did I say that was? 86? Yeah. Definitely recommend Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Would not mind rewatching it. It is basically a brutal, like, this is a serial killer movie, and it's not about capturing the serial killer. You're going to hang out with the serial killer. You know what I mean? And, it's rough at some point. The serial killer's Henry Lee Lucas, which is who the film's kind of based on. Okay, that's not on here. Which they're not even sure like how much like Henry Lee Lucas actually did kill anybody because he is just a prophetic liar. Jeez, Pete, I'm tired. I'm not gonna include the two. Yeah, I will. I actually would not mind watching that. It said 2005. I'm just gonna write NA for that one. All right. Moving on. Her. This movie is fantastic. If you've not seen it, highly recommend it. Spike Jonze, Joaquin Phoenix. Really, really, really enjoy it. A short film by Lance Bangs. What short film is on this? I think this movie's great though. It's really emotional. It's quirky. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything negative to say about her. It's just good. Good performances. Good, just good storytelling. I like Spike Jonze a lot with like his direction and stuff. Um, see if I can find. Her, the Untitled Rick Howard Project, right here. All right, Hercules. Um, Hercules, Disney classic. Apparently, according to my mom, this is the first movie I ever saw in theaters. I don't know. I don't remember. I would have been. I forgot they don't put the thing on the back. I would have been young. I think Hercules is good. We rewatched it. Not. I would have been. Yeah, I would have been three. Or, yeah, I would have been three. So, not something I would have really remembered. Um, we rewatched this not super long ago, and I think it holds up. It's a good movie. All right, here comes Peter Cottontail. I've not seen this. This is by the people who did the like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, you know, with Heat Miser and stuff like that. Here comes Santa or whatever, the holiday stop animations. So when I saw this at Big Lots on clearance, I've never seen it. I was like, okay, cool. So I got it. I just haven't watched it. And I need to get those. It's from 1950. Holy shit, is that? So Rakin Bass, or however you want to say it. Um, 71. I need to get their other films as well. I need to like this Christmas. I'm probably going to go and buy the Rudolph and stuff collection. You know. Oh, they did The Last Unicorn? I have that on VHS. All these are producers. Let's look at directors. They did the Hobbit TV movie. I've always wanted to see that. But yeah, like these like Christmas, movies and stuff that I grew up with. Hereditary. I enjoyed Hereditary. I think it's good. I definitely like. What year are you from? 2018. I definitely liked Midsummer a lot more. I've yet to see Beau is Afraid, although I really want to see it. I just haven't picked it up yet or found it anywhere to watch. Let me put these back on shelf. Hey Arnold, the movie. Grew up with Hey Arnold. Not that I could say or remember too much about Hey Arnold other than Hey Football Head. Like Helga's weird like obsession with Arnold. I've not seen the live action. Not live action. I've not seen the movie in quite a while. If I've seen the movie, I know I've seen the movie, right? I rated it a 6. Save the Neighborhood. Yeah, I mean, it kind of comes back to me a little bit looking at screenshots. But I would not mind rewatching it. So I got it. Hey Arnold is one of them. I'd like to get the full series of at some point. The Hidden Fortress, Akira Kurosawa. I have not seen this one. This is the one that Star Wars is heavily influenced by. And this is one of them I haven't seen yet from Akira Kurosawa. So, fingers crossed it gets picked this year for 31 for 31 because I want to see this. If I don't just watch it beforehand, but I doubt it because I've had it this long and I've not watched it yet. So, I don't know why I haven't watched it yet. High and Low, I haven't seen this, but this is actually one of the more recent Akira Kurosawa pickups. So, I can at least make that excuse to why I haven't watched it yet. I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's something about a movie that presses over 2 hours that I just get like intimidated in watching. Like I will watch stuff that I know will be straight up garbage that I probably won't enjoy if it's if it's an hour and a half or under, over a movie that I'll go, I bet I'll really like that if it's 2 hours or more. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am. High Plains Drifter, Kino Lorber. There's just something about that real like less time commitment, you know what I mean? I got to make sure there's not like there's a documentary but it's part of a TV series, so I'm not going to include that for Hidden Fortress. Same thing with High and Low. It's from the same series, like episodes from the same series. Toho Masterworks is what the series is called. So I'm not going to include those if they're just like one-off things. And who knows, I might be a little bit inconsistent with how I'm writing stuff out, but it's my list, not yours. High Plains Drifter is cool. I like quite a bit of Eastwood's westerns, so need to get some more, especially like the Outlaw Jersey Wells and stuff. The Hills Have Eyes. This is a sweet box set. I love the Hills Have Eyes. The Wills Have Eyes. The Wills Have Eyes. I love the Hills Have Eyes. I think this movie is fantastic. Check out this sweet like fold out poster it comes with. It's dual reversed. So you got like the OG artwork, right? I don't know how well you can see that with this little camera, but and then you got the new artwork. The Hills Have Eyes, I think, is insanely brutal. It has the same thing that I like with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where it's just nitty gritty. You know, it's just really. It's still, I don't know. To this day, it's like it's still gross. You know what I mean? And it stood the test of time a bit, which I like. What do we got for special features? Okay. No shorts or anything. This is one, I like this set Arrow put out a lot. And I'd really like to get the Hills Have Eyes 2 Arrow set that's in the same kind of limited edition box. But I think I've scuttled my feet too long. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to nab it. 77. Yeah, I really like... is it only a one disc? Really? It is. I remember now. Limited edition Arrow video release. But yeah, I like the Hills Have Eyes. And I also have the Hills Have Eyes 1 and 2. The remakes. I think... If I remember right, Hills Have Eyes 1 is decent, and Hills Have Eyes 2... I don't remember as much from... I don't think it was as good, though. Yeah, so we have Hills Have Eyes 1 and 2, the remakes. 2007 is 2. 2006 is 1. But I think in terms of like a lot of the... In terms of like a lot of the remakes, this is probably some of the better remakes that's been out for like remakes of old horror movies. In my personal opinion. If I also remember right, The Hills Have Eyes 2 has Chloe Grace Moretz in it. I'm pretty sure she's in that one. But yeah. Iruko the Goblin. I was like, I gotta remember how to say this. This is limited edition 296 out of 1500. The red case Mondo Macabro release. It's Shinya Tsukamoto, and it's pretty good. I did a 31 for 31 on this, so I can't remember how this is like typed out. If you want to check that out, feel free to check it out. 91. It's a pretty fun little like, I don't know if horror comedy is the right word, but like horror comedy, you know. Mondo Macabro limited edition red case 296 out of 1500. So cool stuff there. Oh, we got the Hobbit trilogy. I found these at a flea market for like $2 a pop. I think they're all 3-disc sets. No, that one's a 2-disc. Is Desolation of Smog a 1-disc? Okay, no, it's 2 too. So Unexpected Journey is 3-disc, and then Desolation of Smaug. Let me make sure there's not a short film over here. Nope. Okay. Um, so we'll just start through this. Hobbit, an unexpected journey. I think this is from 2014, 2012. Damn. I don't know if I care to see the extended cuts, but maybe one day I'll own them. I personally like the Hobbit trilogy. I know a lot of people are pretty indifferent on it. And I will tell you this, I have never seen Lord of the Rings. I never saw like anything Middle Earth until The Hobbit: The Unexpected Journey. A friend of mine asked me to go to the midnight showing with him, and I was like, sure. He was a huge Lord of the Rings fan. And me and another friend who had not seen anything Lord of the Rings, we sat down in our seats, and the thing started. The film started, and they started singing. And I remember me and my friend looked at each other like, oh fuck, what do we get ourselves into? Like, this is going to suck, you know? That was like my first like thought was like, oh my god, this is going to be so hard to sit through. Like, this is going to be terrible, you know? And the film went on, and I really enjoyed it, and it made me want to check out Lord of the Rings, and so I did, and I loved Lord of the Rings. I like Lord of the Rings more than I did the Hobbits movies, but it made me want to like dive into Middle Earth, and I still like The Unexpected Journey. I think The Desolation of Smaug is really good, other than the cliffhanger ending, and then I think The Battle of Five Armies is decent, but also the most forgettable, and I also don't like how they handled Smaug. So, Hobo with a Shotgun, great grindhouse movie if you've not seen it, directed by Jason Eisner. Jason Eisner just had a new movie come out. It's like Kids versus Aliens, or Aliens versus Kids, or something. That was decently fun, and he also is creator, director, I'm not sure, but he has a lot to do with the Dark Side of the Ring documentary series, which if you're a fan of wrestling, I couldn't recommend enough. I think it's a fantastic series that it's just really, really good. So highly recommend quite a bit of Jason Eisner's work, honestly. He also did some stuff in a VHS movie that I thought was... I thought this came with the original short film, Hobo with a Shotgun. Oh, that's what it was. Hobo with a Shotgun was a Grindhouse trailer for for the Grindhouse trailer contest. That's what it was. Some of the Trailer Park Boys show up in this, and so does the kid from Small Soldiers. Hocus Pocus 4K Steelbook. I got this for my wife, or I can't remember if I got her Hocus Pocus or if I got her Rocky Horror Picture Show, and my buddy got her Hocus Pocus. Either way, me and a friend of mine for Christmas or her birthday, I can't remember now, we got her Hocus Pocus Steelbook and the Rocky Horror Picture Show 4K Steelbooks, the Best Buy exclusives, and I can't remember which one was which, but I will say this is a gorgeous looking Steelbook. That purple just really pops on this thing. It's great looking. Hocus Pocus is fine. It's not my favorite thing. I think I gave like both the movies a 5.5 out of 10 or something. Like, they're both like just not really like my thing. You know what I mean? They're like one of those. '93. Yeah, they're just not for me, but I get why people would like them. I get why my wife likes them. They're like good, easy, digestible movies that don't really have anything inherently wrong with them. It's just if it's something that tickles your pickle or not, it just does not for me. The Holy Mountain, Alejandro Jodorowsky. I would like to rewatch this. I watched this on a YouTube rip in like 244p. So it would be nice to rewatch this in Blu-ray quality. I like the movie from what I remember, but yeah, I'm gonna write what release it is. The Jodorowsky is a director I'd really like to dive more into. I don't know if line's the right word, but I'm gonna do. We also have Horns. I think Horns is pretty good. This is a movie where Daniel Radcliffe starts growing horns and becomes like evil. It's also directed by Alexandra Aja, who is a director for some reason I just own like every movie of and have seen like every movie of. He's this weird like sleeper director that apparently I liked that I didn't realize until after a while that I was like, man, I just keep watching this dude's movies and I keep kind of enjoying them. It looks like 2014 is Horns. Yep. All right, we'll put this stack up. We're making pretty good time. All right, up next is a movie I think is fantastic. I would like to rewatch it because it got a ton of negative reviews, and that is Horsehead. I think this movie is awesome. Yeah, I don't. Includes 4 short films. Thanks for telling me what short films are included. 2014. Yeah, I think this movie is fantastic, and I would like to rewatch it. Includes short films, art exploitation release. If you come on here and you notice a spelling error, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, I think this movie's great. Really surreal, really fever dream trippy. It worked really well for me, so I kind of recommend it, but I guess a lot of people hated it. Hostel. I think this movie is mediocre at best, but I also think it has one of the best scenes of any horror movie I've ever seen before in it. And that is the scene where the guy is getting like pushed down the hallway and he just gets glimpses to what's going on around him. And I don't know, man, that's just always stuck out to me. It's always been a huge like gets under my skin part of the movie. I think this movie is the definition of torture porn. It's just torture for the sake of torture. And I think this movie is mainly an hour of nothing and then a half an hour of torture, but like I said, that there's a couple scenes of just pure brilliance in it. So I like it. I don't think it's like honestly like a 6 out of 10, but there's a couple moments that's just like wow, it's like I don't think Eli Roth is going to do anything as good as that again. Hot Fuzz, my favorite of the Cornetto trilogy. Huge fan of Edgar Wright. Huge fan of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost as a duo. And I think Hot Fuzz is insanely funny. I've seen the movie like a dozen times. It never gets old to me. It is consistently enjoyable. It's endlessly rewatchable. And it's like a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I don't know why it's not a 10 out of 10, to be 100% honest with you. Other than I'm like really picky about giving out 10 out of 10s, but Hot Fuzz is fan-freaking-tastic. Howsu! Great movie. We talked about this in the not 31 for 31. We talked about this in the Criterion video that I did with Dylan England. I think this movie is great. I can't remember if this was my recommendation or his. I'm pretty sure it was mine. Really, really fun. Really, really wacky haunted house movie. It's pretty much unlike anything you'll ever see. and it is 100% a movie you should watch at some point, just because of how wild it is. House of a Thousand Corpse, Rob Zombie. Um, I like Rob Zombie's movies quite a bit. I think he has a unique directorial style. I think he has some interesting vision, and I typically just like his movies. But I get why some people don't like him. I personally like House of a Thousand Corpse. I think it's cool. I also own this on VHS, so we'll get to that later, but it's good. We have House of the Devil. This is a Ty West movie, who's better known now as Pearl and X director. But I think this one's pretty good. I personally like his movie The Sacrament a lot, which I don't own yet. I would like to own it at some point. It's like a found footage Jim Jones style movie that's really good. But I like Ty West as a director. I think House of the Devil is really good. It's like a 7 out of 10. You know what I mean? It's good. Definitely recommend, especially if you're a fan of like haunted house movies, like paranormal, like ghost horror and stuff. House of Hummingbird. This is a movie that is pretty good, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. It didn't really stick with me very well. At one point, this was like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Don't know if it still is. This is one I would probably consider selling. I would have to rewatch it, but it just didn't like stick with me at all. So I would need to rewatch it before I sold it. It's good. It's like a solid like 7 out of 10 from what I think is what I gave it originally, was a 7 out of 10. What year did you come out? 2018. But it has not stuck with me at all. You know what I mean? It's one of those movies like you watch it and you go, yeah, it's pretty good, and then it just doesn't stick with you. So that one could probably go. House of Terrors, I've not watched yet. This is another Mondo Macabro limited edition. The reason why I got this because it just sounds really fun. A recently widowed woman discovers that her former husband, who died in an insane asylum, owned a remote country mansion. She and a group of friends go to the villa to find a weird demonic statue in the hallway. They are joined by a hunchback caretaker who tells them the numerous murders that have occurred here. Soon the guests begin to hear strange noises, including disembodied laughter, and feel that they are being stalked by a disturbing presence that haunts the mansion. This is number 620 out of 1200, and I pre-ordered this because the other movie that came out on the same day also sounded really good, and I was like, you know what, I'll just get both. And the other one is Turkish Bathhouse, which we'll get to eventually. This one definitely didn't seem as interesting as Turkish Bathhouse, but I still think it seems kind of interesting. Cabro limited edition red case, 620 out of 1200. So we'll watch that eventually. Then we got How to Train Your Dragon 1 through 3, all with the slipcase, boys. Look at that. How to Train Your Dragon's awesome. I'm a huge fan of How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2. We'll talk about the third one when we get to the third one. But like How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2 are both like solid 8.5 out of 10 for me. Really, really good, really, really fun. 2014 was a good year for movies. How to Train Your Dragon 2. What year did 2 come out? Are you not going to tell me in the back here? Wait, what? That says 2014. That's not right. (2010, 2014). Whoa. Why did that say 20? Whatever. Dragon 2. I still stand by 2014 was a good year. Slipcase. Then we have How to Train Your Dragon 3. I personally was not the biggest fan of this one. Comes with 2 short films. One's called, well, hold on, 2019, Bilby. And Bird Karma. Okay, they're both from 2018. Oh, those look cool. Huh. I was disappointed with How to Train Your Dragon 3. I thought it was like, if 1 and 2 were 8.5s, How to Train Your Dragon 3 was a 5 out of 10 for me. I was just kind of disappointed in it. I would 100% be willing to give it a rewatch because I haven't seen it since theaters. So maybe on a rewatch I would enjoy it more, but I was disappointed in on How to Train. I was just a little bit disappointed in it, so like I said, I'm open to rewatching it, but from right now, How from Beyond the Fog, I've not seen this. I think there's a Blu-ray of it actually now. There wasn't when I first got it, and it was like a new movie that released in Walmart for like $7.50. But a friend of mine told me that he thinks, one, I would really enjoy this because it's like a practical effects kaiju movie, which sounds really cool, right? But also because this is a short film. This is like, I think it's only like a 40-minute film. Hold on. How from Beyond the Fog from 2019. It's a 35-minute short film with a 35-minute behind-the-scene making of. And that was what my friend really sold me on, was like, it has a really sick behind-the-scenes like making of that he's like, you really should check out. And I got it. I just haven't got around to it. I will say if I ever do watch this, I will immediately watch the behind the scenes afterwards if I even remotely enjoyed it. Howl's Moving Castle. Great. Studio Ghibli's release. One of my, I don't know if Howl would be in my top 5 Ghibli movies, but it'd probably be pretty damn close if it's not my top 5. Don't know what year it came out because Disney won't put any kind of releases on it. 2004. And then last out of this stack is The Howling Steelbook. I bought this off a buddy. He upgraded to 4K, and he's like, I got this Steelbook if you want it. And I was like, hell yeah. I've not seen The Howling. It's a werewolf movie that's been on my list for a long, long time. This is when I'll IMDb it and be like, oh shit, yeah, I've actually seen this. I think the let's find out. I don't think I have though. D Wallace. Nope. Okay, cool. I just think the steelbook on this is just sick looking. But yeah, it's a Scream Factory steelbook. And I have not seen it. What year did that come out? 85, is that what it said? 81. All right. Be right back. I would love to be able to get through like a shelf and a half. That'd be sick. We have We have the Human Centipede trilogy. Yeah, these movies exist, and I own them. I don't know. There's something about me that I wouldn't say likes them, but I'm intrigued by them. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It's one of those situations. I will say I think the Human Centipede 1 is a bad movie, and I think the Human Centipede 2 is much better. It's much grosser too. And then I've never seen the Human Centipede 3, so what the fuck? I'm like, where's the... So I will say this, if for some reason for 31 for 31 the Human Centipede 3 gets picked, I might just watch all 3 of them for the video. Because they're not very long. They're all an hour and 40 or lower. But yeah, so Human Centipede. Okay. Ooh. Can't show the slipcase. But Human Lanterns, I covered this on 31 for 31. I think this movie is great. It's a ton of fun. Definitely recommend it. It's a kung fu slasher movie. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. I don't know what else there is to say about it. What year did you come out though? Human Lanterns. 82. Would definitely watch Human Lanterns again. Like I said, I had a blast with it. Is it a 1 disc or is it a 2 disc? It's a 1. What release is this? 88 films. I was like, I know this is like not just a normal release. It's like a boutique release. I think it's 88 films. I'm not entirely sure. The Humans, really, really good. This will probably make my best of 2021 list. This is actually a really good performance by Amy Schumer. It's a very small movie. The entire cast is in one location, one apartment, and the entire movie is just the family talking. If that sounds boring to you, then I would recommend still giving this a watch because I think it will surprise you. I think it's really deep, it's really good, and I really enjoyed it. Hustle and Flow, Craig Brewer, really solid film. I enjoy Hustle and Flow quite a bit. I think it's from 2004. It is not from 2007. It's hard out here for a pimp. 2005. Damn, I was close though. I was closer than what the back of the box said. Yeah, good stuff. Hustle and Flow is good. Wouldn't mind rewatching it. I Saw the Devil. This movie is fan-freaking-tastic. I was lucky enough to watch this in 35mm in a theater. The fuck was that? There's the top sealant that says I Saw the Devil's in here for whatever reason. Yeah, I think this movie is great. If you've not seen I Saw the Devil, I highly recommend it. My wife hasn't seen it, and I need to watch it with her because I think she'd really like this. She likes a lot of Korean cinema, it seems like. So, I definitely think this one's really solid. I don't think this is from 2011, though. Okay, it is from 2011. Yeah, really good stuff. I, Tanya, I've not seen it yet. I've heard good things about it. I just haven't seen it. Want to. Found it at a this is either at Big Lots or on this is either at Big Lots on clearance or I found it at Dollar Tree and I can't remember. Not seeing it. Ice Age, the 4 movie collection. These are the 4 movies to watch of Ice Age. The newest one, or whatever the one where they go to space, is dog shit, really bad, and highly don't recommend it. This is a 3-discer. Damn. I personally really like the Ice Age series. I grew up with it. I'm a big fan of Ice Age 1. I think it's a solid 9 out of 10 for me. There's something about it I just really, really love. This also comes with Gone Nutty, Scrat's Missing Adventure. I'm just gonna label it the same year. I know I've seen like all those Scratch shorts on Ice Age release. Ice Age, is it semicolon? Yep, Collision Course is the one I'm thinking of. Collision Course is dog shit. It is terrible. I've not seen the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. I've not seen that either. So, what's Scrat Tales? It's a mini series. Ice Age is one of those movies they should have let it go. You know what I mean? Is there really that big of a gap? Wow. I didn't think there was that big of a gap, but yeah, 2006 is the follow-up. Another 3-disc set. No Time for Nuts. Like I said, I'm just gonna say yes to all the short films because I know I've seen them all. I can't believe this one's from 2009. I will say Dawn of the Dinosaurs is the last like really good one. Like I think Continental Drift is decent. It's like definitely watchable, but it's not as good as the first 3. Um Wow, this one just comes with the first 2 Scratch short films. That's kind of lame. They just repackaged the first 2 short films into that one. Yeah, Continental Drift though has one of my favorite moments of the entire franchise, but I think in terms of like movies, it's not as good as the first 3. Like Ice Age 1's like a 9, and Meltdown's like an 8. Dawn of Dinosaurs like probably an 8 for me, and then Continental Drift is like a 6. You know what I mean? And then Collision Course is a 1.5. I really hated Collision Course. What about you? That's lame sauce. So they only did the 2 short films. Yeah, that's Ice Age. Big fan. But the moment in Continental Drift is like my favorite Ice Age moment is the part where Diego tells Sid, he's like, Sid, I don't think you should eat that berry. And Sid's like, Diego, I think I know something about my berries. And he like puts it in his mouth. He goes, and you know how like Sid's eyes are all like wide, you know, like for reference point. It's kind of blown out. His one eye just goes upside down. I don't. It gets me every time. The Iceman, fantastic gangster movie. Michael Shannon is ferocious in this. Michael Shannon is such a good actor. Um, my personal opinion, he's one of the most underrated actors currently. I don't know if he's underrated, but you just don't hear about him as much as a lot of other actors. I think this is also 2012. And he is so good in this role. I think it's one of his best roles personally. It's based on a true story. It's based on Richard Kuklinski, or how do you say his name? Kuklinski, who was a contract killer for the mob. And it's really good. Ichi the Killer, speaking of killers, Takashi Miike, same year as Happiness Karakura's. This movie is fantastic. My wife has not seen this one, and this is one I'd also like to watch with her. Maybe we can do like a double feature of the Happiness of the Karakura's and Ichi the Killer all together. So, yeah, if you're a fan of Takashi Miike, you probably know about this movie already. Just really good. Ida, one of my favorite movies of all time. I've talked about this movie before, I think. I know I did in like a Blu-ray update, but this is my favorite. Hold on, am I missing a short film? Okay. Okay. This is my favorite shot movie of all time. This is my favorite cinematography. It's my favorite visual look of a movie. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. I think this movie, even outside of the cinematography, is fan-freaking-tastic. Personally. You may be going, it's from 2014. Why wasn't it on your best of 2021 list? I mean, your best of the decade video, if you've actually seen that. And the answer to that is because I originally didn't have it a 10 out of 10. It didn't become a 10 out of 10 until I rewatched it. So, but I think this movie's great. It was the biggest influence of my visual style for Shadow in Life. I would say it's probably my biggest influence for cinematography in general. But if you're not seeing Ida, do yourself a favor, check this one out. Absolutely beautiful, very, very good. Idle Hands, Scream Factory release. Just kind of a goofy early 2000s horror comedy. I think it's from 2000 exactly. 99, never mind. It's basically about a guy's idle hand becoming possessed. You know, the whole idle hand thing about the devil or whatever, and it just kind of takes that into a very goofy route, and it's pretty good. It holds up. It's really dumb, but it's funny. You know what I mean? It's a really dumb movie, but it's really fun. No short film. Moving on. Ikiru, which I just did on 31 for 31 this year. It's fantastic. It is hopefully depressing. I don't know how else to say it. Like, you gotta watch the movie. They did a remake of this just this year too, last year, called Living with Bill Nye. That got some Oscar nominations. I think this is much better than it, but that's my personal opinion. Yeah, really good. Really, really good. Great cinematography, great performances. The Illusionist, I've not seen. I do want to watch this though. It's an animated movie from 2010. It was nominated for Best Animated Feature for 2010. I just have not watched this yet. So maybe it will get picked. I want to make sure it's one disc. Maybe it'll get picked for 31 for 31. In the Earth, this is one of Ben Wheatley's newer movies. I thought this was really good. It's a contender for one of my favorites for 2021. I think it's really interesting, very gritty, some great visuals, and yeah, I like it a lot. It's on DVD because I don't think it got a Blu-ray in the US. Inception, wow. It's good. I think Inception is what year is this from? 2014? 2010? I can't remember if he did this before or after Dark Knight Rises. It's good. Oh, it's a 2-disc set. Never mind then. It's good. It's not my favorite thing Christopher Nolan's done. I'd actually probably put it toward the bottom of like what I like from Christopher Nolan, but I still think it's good. I think even Chris Nolan at his worst is still probably like a 6 out of 10, which in my opinion is Tenet. I've not seen The Following or what's the movie he did? Um Insomnia. I've not seen that either. Inglourious Bastards, one of my, if not my favorite Tarantino movie. I think this movie is just great all around. It's hard to like narrow down what my favorite, like what would be your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. It's really hard to be like this one, you know what I mean? But Inglourious Bastards is one of those movies I just think about periodically, and I'm like, man, I want to watch that again, you know what I mean? And I don't really do that. Like, I'm not saying I don't do that with his other movies, but like Inglourious Bastards is definitely a breed of its own, you know what I mean? Last from this stack is Inherent Vice. This I personally think is one of PTA's more underrated movies. Paul Thomas Anderson, that is. I like Inherent Vice quite a bit. I thought it was really enjoyable. And yeah, I will say whoever designed the box art, like that purple on purple, like I can't read anything. Like it is like unlegible. 14. Okay. Yeah, man, 2014 was a good year. But yeah, I like this movie quite a bit. I do think it's a bit underrated for PTA. All right, grab a little bit more. Now I'm only going to finish this stack off because it's getting close to time ending. But I thought this would be a good breaking point. So let's just kind of buzz through this. Injustice, DC animated movie. I did really enjoy this. I definitely recommend it if you've not seen it. I just did a short review of it not too long ago, I think. Didn't I? Now I'm like, did I? Hold, please. Yes, I did. I was like, I thought I did. I liked it. I thought it was good. Brutal, had consequences. Is it from 2021? Damn. Could be a contender for best of 2021, I guess. It's just Blu-ray though. So much for speeding along, right? Incendies, I've not seen yet. Denis Villeneuve. I've not seen any of his French Canadian movies. I've only seen like his English released films. So would not mind going back checking this out, especially this one. I've heard great things about this one. 2010. I have not seen it, so fingers crossed it might get picked. Inuo, if I'm saying that wrong. I did a short review of this. I thought this movie was pretty good. I think the soundtrack is much better. Speaking of which, from DC Vault 2 bonus cartoons. So Injustice 2 shorts. I think the score to this movie is great. Inuo. Excuse me. I think there's some really cool visuals. I do think the movie can be a little bit long, but I would watch it again. That's the point I'm trying to get at, right? I would watch it again. I think it's labeled a 2021, but I think it's actually a 2022 movie. Totally 2022. Insectula, this movie can go. I thought this movie was pretty bad. It wasn't as fun as I was hoping it would be. I covered this for 31 for 31. So if you want to check out that video, you can. You can get my full opinions there. But yeah, not a fan. Inside Out, I really enjoyed. I don't think this needs a sequel. They're making a sequel to it. I don't think it needs a sequel. But Pixar's out of ideas, so you got to do something, right? I did really like Inside Out though. I thought it was good. Just for the love of God, Disney, just put the fucking date on the back of this thing. 2015. Lava. 2014. Inside Out release. And then Riley's first date. What? I put that in the wrong box. Pretty sure that's 2014. Nah, they labeled it 2015. I'll give them that. I've seen it though. All right. Interstellar. This is actually one of my favorite Christopher Nolan movies. This movie gets to me on multiple levels. It's a 3-disc set. I think this was also 2014. Yeah, 2014 was a damn good year for film. 3 slipcase with film cell. This came with the little film cell. Mine is Cooper like looking at something. Yeah, I think this movie's great though. It gets to me every time I watch it. It really does. I really like. For some reason, I resonate a lot with the emotion of the film. I'm like, come on, brain, you got to work with me here. The Invisible Man, the like OG one. Have I seen this? I've not rated it, so I'm gonna say no. This is one of those Universal monster movies I just haven't watched, I guess. So maybe at some point. Although I have seen this one, which I have backwards, and I really enjoyed it. This was on my best of 2020 list. I'm pretty sure it was. If it wasn't, it should have been. I really enjoyed it. Immortal. This is a movie that I have never heard about, and I came across it at Half Price Books, and I looked at the back of it, and I was like, this looks wild. I haven't watched it yet, but I am excited to watch it because it looks really bizarre. 2004. I mean, just look at that. You know what I mean? It looks really, really bizarre. Um, maybe it will get picked for 31 for 31. That'd be cool. Okay, so we have this set here of the Ip Man movies, and I've not seen any of these. And the reason I've not seen any of these, and they will be excluded from 31 for 31, is because I want to do a video on them. I've for a long time have been collecting these so I could sit down and watch them all, and I just started collecting them all, even if I've not heard good things about certain releases, because I don't know, I just did, and now I'm committed to eventually get everything Ip Man related and watch them and make a video on them. So at some point in time, I will. The first two were recommended to me by a friend. He said I would love them, and I was like, okay, cool. He said they're fantastic. So I got the first two out of the Walmart Blu-ray bins, and then it's just been a ongoing thing from there for whatever reason to just keep buying these things, and then apparently never watch them. Hell, this one's Ip Man 4 is still wrapped in plastic. It's never even been opened. Ip Man: The Final Fight. (2013). Ip Man: The Kung Fu Master. I'm pretty sure none of these come with short films. I'd actually say most of these don't even have special features. 2021. And another one that's not been opened yet. Ip Man: The Awakening. What year are you from? 2021 again. So there's two Ip Mans from 2021. That's funny. All right, we're done with them. The Irishman, Criterion release. It was cool. Criterion has done a couple like Netflix movies. That way we can actually get them on a like on physical. But also like I Heard You Paint Houses is so much of a better title than The Irishman. Just saying. Like it's like 1,000 times better of a title. But I think this movie's really good. It definitely has its flaws. For sure. I think it has some pretty glaring flaws. But for the most part, I still think this is like a solid 8.5 out of 10 movie. Its biggest flaws is the whole like de-aging thing. Like they're still old people, you know what I mean? We have two copies of Irreversible. We have the DVD copy, and then we have the Indicator release. The Indicator release is the one that comes with both cuts of the film, the straight cut and the non-straight cut. It's also limited to 10,000 copies. But the reason why I've kept this so far is because this is a region lock, and so I can only watch region lock on my computer. But I am going to sell this, so that's going to go to sell. It's also worth noting that there is a I think Vinegar Syndrome put out a partner release of it. But yeah, so I think Irreversible is great. It's a very, very hard to watch, brutal movie. 2002. It's just rough. You know what I mean? But it's really good. Indicator Region B release with straight cut. 31 out of 10,000. And that's it. That's all I'm going to do for today. Thanks for hanging out. We did get through quite a bit. So, don't think I'm going to get that's not right. I wanted to save it. I don't think I'm going to get through the shelves before September, so I might have to figure something out for 31 for 31. But we're going to try to grind a little bit. Maybe I will set aside a couple days to like burn through this. I don't know. I haven't decided. But thanks for hanging out. If you want to follow me on Twitch, if you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link in the description. You can watch and follow me over there, and you can also check out my gaming channel. And I will catch y'all later. Bye, everybody.